Pranam Master. Happy
Yes,
to see
Deepali.
you.
Yes, Deepali.
How should we look at 2023?
Okay, so 2023, firstly, it's not the new year, as everyone says. Like people consider it like the new year, but it's certainly not the new year as per the Sanatan like Panchang. But because people are used to something new and they had been, used to this English calendar. So the new year for the rest of the world it is, but it is just a new way of beginning with lot many like new things. So first thing first for 2023, that all beings on earth should realize and should like know that we are in 2023. So that's the most important thing. Like we are in 2023 now. We are not in 1960s or 70s or 80s anymore. So once we are in 2023, so beings should evolve as it is required to be in 2023 and onwards, not backwards. Okay. So now new things are there, new things had been happening on Earth, and the transformations are happening. Like lot many things all over the world is changed, specifically in the last 3 years, beginning from 2019 end to now. And beings need to wake up to what is happening on Earth now. So it's high time. So one thing which is very, very like prominent in the world is like majority of the beings, they know and they have realized that there is something wrong on Earth. There is some problem on this plane. There is something wrong. But very few handful of people have, tried to find out what is happening, what is wrong. And very few have researched into the facts of what is happening. See, from like many years, from the time I woke up, I had been speaking about samsara darshan, that you should face the world as it is naked, and you should know that what exactly systems of the establishments, the governments, the uh, overall systems into healthcare, education, financial systems, the political systems, everything is, you should know that. And one must become aware of what these beings, the current rulers, the authorities, they want, and what they had been propagating in the whole world. If beings don't wake up now, it will be too late for the whole human civilization. From 2020 specifically, very, aggressively, loudly, clearly, the things had been put forth to people, and people cannot deny these things anymore because it's happening once again. So 2023 is another year of like clean judgment, who is towards the establishments and who is towards the divine side. So that is, the separation is already there. The beings are already separated into two streams, two different streams. So once we speak of the streams, let me bring one thing to uh, the front, that in this reality, if you will look at, like, people had been, used to, and they are trained, conditioned, programmed, and marinated in such a system that they all want to be part of the mainstream. Okay. Now, what is mainstream? Mainstream means they all want to be part of the good society, the city culture, the same education everyone want to follow. They want to be part of the same societal setup, that the setup that has been, an old setup which is set up there to make people like a part of it. So everyone want to just hang on to the same mainstream thing. But now the world is changing. The world is not the same world anymore. It's already changed, and it's divided into two different streams. One which was like separated on the clear understandings of what is happening in the world, and one who are not aware what is happening. Okay, who still want to go with the like same mainstream. So that is how the whole world is divided. Now, people have to wake up, realize, and there are people who are waking up and they are realizing, but the number is very less right now. But people have to realize that what is happening with the human civilization, and just to like clear the picture to the whole world. And the fact is, the human civilization right now, it's already like a lost civilization. It's a lost civilization. It's not a civilization who will like have any better future. The future is really bleak for this whole civilization that we have right now on Earth. You know? So they have to realize that there is change required. Change required in terms of education, in terms of lifestyle, in terms of everything, everything. And it's an oceanic chain that beings have to just like adopt. They have to go through. Otherwise, many civilizations came, many civilizations like got extincted. And this is going to be another civilization which is on the verge of like getting wiped off the planet. And that is what is going to happen. And it's not something like new on Earth. Earth has already seen so many civilizations. All cultures have those mythical stories, the tales about all those people who have like visited this land and who had been wiped off with the uh, apocalyptic, cataclysmic events. So this is going to be another civilization which will be like completely off the planet. So beings have to now see what exactly they offer to the upcoming generation for them to handle, because these next like a decade is going to decide the future of the whole humanity. And 2023 is going to be one milestone year. Like 2020 onwards, the things are not same on Earth. Everything is changed. And the events on Earth, whether in terms of like natural disasters, calamities, the protests, then the pandemics, the planned the planned epidemics. I'm sure people know what am I saying. So that is going to like be a repeat telecast. So, and it's not going to end. They have not like thought of any end just here. It's not going to end here. It's going to be like going a long way. And people who had been, you know, kept in the old school things like from 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, they're still going by the same thing. But we are in 2023 now. We are not there. So we are here. So we have to wake up, realize, and do what exactly is required to be done today, not going by the same things. You know, those were different years. This is different year. And if we continue to live the same way and we don't adopt any change, so then it's going to be very tough. It's going to be very, very tough. And today, right now on Earth, it's like very visible. No, it's very visible, very clear that the attitude that the beings have adopted is very rigid, very, very rigid, that they don't want to change. So when you don't adopt the change, you don't want to change, you don't want to adopt what is required for the whole human civilization or as collective consciousness. So that means you are also denying what is required. So that itself,
Especially,
yeah.
sorry, especially in India, I think.
Yeah, especially in India. Yes, yes. Because Indians had been, you know, given this slavery from a very long time, and they had been kept into the same slavery by the rulers, the authorities, the controllers. So one and all, it's all the same story, you know. So people have to wake up. They cannot go by the same things anymore. They will be pushed to change. If they change happily, nicely, you know, it will be very easy for all humans to adopt to the new change. And it's going to be like happening. It's not something that beings can deny anymore. They cannot deny. When you know that something is wrong with the world, you should know what is happening in the matrix. You should know what this matrix is expecting the humans to change towards. So beings have to change. And India, certainly the heart of the whole world, as I always say, is the heart of Earth. So if the heart doesn't change, the whole system cannot be changed, because the spiritual things, the rich legacy, the ancient things which had been a part of this land are not there on any land. So different cultures have projected things in a very different way, but this had been a very rich culture. But there's no point saying that it was a rich culture, because today what the generation and the civilization that we have is like a complete lost civilization. And I have always said that the current human civilization all over the earth, it has some problem, and they are suffering from amnesia. So they have forgotten their legacy, their own language, their own rituals, their own practices, from Sanskrit speaking generation to from the star worshippers, from the beings who knew the real ways of living on earth, which help beings automatically evolve out of this plane. Now they are completely lost. So beings don't have anything in their hand right now. So what they have is the education of slavery, the training of falling back into the hell again and again, and the lifestyle, because people with a limited perspective, limited mindset, and the limited psychological processes that they have right now, they think they can uh, like progress, grow, or evolve as human beings. Is not going to happen anymore. Yes, Dipali.
Master, as we told in beginning about these divisions, can we compare it with the Mahabharata Kal?
Yes, because the events right now, it's also like warlike events. The only thing is it's not happening outside in a way, but in other parts of the world, it's happening like Mahabharata also. Like the countries are like fighting, they are battling there. There's a war, but there's a bigger war which is going to happen. Okay, we are moving towards a bigger war. We are not moving towards a more peaceful state. We are moving towards more bigger war, more bigger battle, because the beings will be trapped towards the AI. Beings have lost the real intelligence, and they have all gone with like artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is artificial, it's not real, as the word suggests. So beings need to realize this thing today itself, that they have to change towards the real, not the artificial. They have to do things with their own hands. They have to learn to discipline themselves. And that's the most important thing right now on earth. And speaking of the advanced things, or speaking of all the philosophical spirituality, speaking of all that, bigger terms, is not going to help any being anymore. So this should have been like a very clear fact in front of the beings, because once they had been practicing all these things from last like 100, 200 years or whatever years, and even in the last like half a century, so beings could not stop any events with their spiritual powers or spiritual things, or with their spiritual sense, or with their awakenings, what they all had been claiming. So these things cannot be stopped until the beings actually adopt the change. So then that's how it is. So beings have to stop battling, fighting, or just running behind stupid things, what they think it is like very, very important. That's not. Because first is the individual responsibility, then it's the other person's responsibility, or the responsibility of the world. And what I've found out, especially in India, the beings are like very fragile spiritually. Spiritually they are very fragile, and they think spiritually beings can like be separated from the material beings. So but the ancient civilizations, or any civilization that had been on earth like thousands of years ago, so they were not like materially or spiritually divided. They were like doing the same things, living the same way, because the life on earth has a different meaning. It doesn't go with the meaning of like spiritually and materially the things are different. It's not. Spiritually and materially the things are same. Only material sense can lead to the spiritual sense. So beings have to be like coming out of that fragility. They have to lose that fragile sense of their psychology, because they go with the same age-old ideas, but the fact is entirely different. So they have to change.
Not only age old, new age also.
New age, yeah. Yes, absolutely. So that also has not like any workshop, anything like new age technique or things have not helped humanity. Like they should know this thing now. They should like accept the fact. And people like they are spiritually fragile, number one. Secondly, they are at the same time, they don't want to face the fact. They run away from facing the fact that they don't know. That's what they don't want to face. Once you don't know, it's easier to learn. Okay, it's just like one sentence. It's like single one sentence. Okay, I don't know, I want to learn, that's all. But beings don't want to say that. They are going with the same old like things, that they can continue running the same shops, workshops, and the
So
course
many things
culture.
are
Yeah.
overwritten in their body.
Yeah. So the course culture can continue, or the same organization system is going to work out. So that system is not going to give any being a food, or any being a sense to face the real things happening on earth. So if these things have helped them, or they knowing have helped them, so they would have known these things by now. So why have they not known it? So that means they are not upgrading themselves. It's just like a nursery kid trying to be in nursery all his life. So the nursery kid learns A for apple. So he wants to chant A for apple all his life. They don't want to upgrade. So the one kid learns the simple meditation of sitting and doing something, and they want to go with the same thing. Okay, all their life. So where is upgradation? How will you upgrade? How would you learn? How would your DNA like get the upgraded code? It will never happen until you actually learn further. Even in the school, there is a grading system. So if you're following the same things, what you have learned in 1960s, and you're not upgrading it today when we are in 2023, so then it's not going to help. So you have to upgrade for the need of the planet, what is happening right now. Okay, so the resources, the facilities, the kind of knowledge which is available, the kind of the things which are available for the beings, so everyone have to upgrade how to utilize it, than going with the same old human psychology of dividing and ruling and battling my organization, your organization, and all that stuff. This have to stop.
Master, I have a short question.
Yeah.
How can one upgrade? How can one upgrade oneself?
Okay, so see, for upgrading, what is more important is, first of all, preparing the pot. Okay, preparing the pot is very important. If the pot is not prepared, how can you like fill the pot even? So preparing the pot can only happen once you are disciplining. Once you begin with the discipline, and discipline has to go for some years. It is not like you start the discipline today and just like within 2 months you are, or 6 months you are a different being. It's not like that. Upgradation of knowledge requires a lot of discipline. It's a discipline thing. Like for qualifying to be in the graduation, you have to firstly do the 12 years of study. After you do your 12s, you clear your 12s, and then you're in the grads. That's the minimum qualification. Similarly, so there is a basic discipline which is required to be like practiced for 5-6 years, so that your basic is fixed. Okay, and that is what had been a part of the Gurukul culture in the ancient times. So the basic discipline will go, which is like a Mooladhar discipline. The root discipline will continue for like 6 years. So first 6 years of life, first 6 years of entry to the Gurukul, the root discipline will continue. So after that, only one qualifies to upgrade more and more. And then the vidyas are there. So which vidya you want to like master? Maybe you want to go into astrological vidya, maybe you want to learn Madhu Vidya, maybe you want to learn like Niruktam. So there are different Varna Vidya. So different vidyas one can learn. Okay, in that too, masteries are there, further masteries. It is just like the same school system that we have, like you choose the subjects of mastery. So it is the same false system created as the image of the real. Okay, the original real system. So false system is like today's education system. So firstly is preparing the pot with the discipline. And then upgrading with the knowledge, because upgradation of knowledge is light. So once you upgrade yourself with knowledge, that actually works very well to upgrade your DNA. It upgrades your DNA, and then it clears all the neural pathways in your brain. So your way of looking at things change. Like those who have known what is happening in the world, they will, next time the same event will happen, they will realize what is happening now and why it is happening. So it becomes easier. And information and knowledge is going to be like two different streams in the world in the upcoming time, when people will be very clearly be able to see what is knowledge, what is information. So people cannot continue with the same psychological visualized stories or cooked up stories what they had been doing in the spiritual field. And that too, spirituality has to be a way of living. It is a spirit's way of living. That's what I say, like spirituality is practicality. It is not the different thing than living. It is the way of living. Yeah. So that's what beings have to do on earth for 2023. They have to wake up what is happening. They have to realize, they have to change their course of action. We are in 2023. We are not in the past anymore. The things are changed.
Dhanyavad, Master. Dhanyavad.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.